I am Marc Scaringi. I am a candidate for the Republican nomination to the United States Senate in 2012. And I've been traveling all over Pennsylvania since October of last year.
Wow.
I've been doing this for 1 year, asking Republicans, Tea Partiers, 9/12ers, grassroots conservatives to give me the opportunity to challenge and replace and dethrone Robert Casey as our United States Senator. What do you think about that? I believe that I will bring a new and fresh and independent spirit and perspective to our nation's capital. Now, a couple of disclaimers. I'm not a career politician. I've never held elective office. I'm not the son of a governor. As I said, I am the son of a traveling salesman from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, who worked his entire life, and is still working. Raised a family of 4 children on full commission pay. No salary, no benefits from my father. If he didn't get up every morning and go to work and drive to Altoona and try to sell some furniture, there would be no paycheck for our family at the end of the month. And it's this type of pay that teaches a man the values of hard work and perseverance in living within one's means. And these values are sorely missing in Washington, D.C. today, wouldn't you agree? The first part of my adult life, I was immersed in politics, from campaigns to governing. I worked in both the legislative branch and in the executive branch. I worked in both capitals in Harrisburg and in Washington, D.C. I worked in the United States Senate, in the very office currently occupied by Bob Casey. I worked then for a young and conservative, hard-charging senator named Rick Santorum. And I'll tell you, over the past couple of years, I've been watching as President Obama and Senator Casey, Harry Reid, and Nancy Pelosi have used the financial crisis of 2008 as an excuse to preside over the largest and biggest and most expansive increase in the size, scope, and power of the federal government since the New Deal. From their bailout of those failed Wall Street investment banks, to their takeover of private companies, to their bailout of unions, to their nationalization of entire industries, and finally to what I refer to as the Obamanation, known as Obamacare. President Obama and Senator Casey have launched an assault on our liberties, on our freedoms, on our free enterprise system, and indeed the very American way of life. And look at the results. How are they doing? We are in the greatest economic crisis that this country has confronted since the Great Depression. We have a $14 trillion national debt. We have unfunded liabilities owed to Social Security and Medicare beneficiaries in the future exceeding $100 trillion. The national debt breaks down to $50,000 of debt for every man, woman, and child in America today. And I have 4 children. One is coming, the 4th is coming in April. That's $50,000. That's $200,000 of debt that my children owe. And what did they do to deserve this? They were born in America. I think that's so wrong. It's so wrong that our career politicians from both parties have done this to you, to me, to our children, and our grandchildren. We have the highest long-term sustained unemployment rate since the Great Depression. We have now the highest poverty rate in over 50 years. Millions of Americans are out of work, and they're desperate for jobs. They desperately want to provide for themselves and their families again. But there's no work. Now, this is the Obama-Casey agenda. This is what is destroying our economy and our country. Senator Casey, by the way, votes 97% of the time according to the way President Obama instructs him to. So when you hear Obama, think Casey. They're two of the same.
Mm-hmm.
And what has Senator Casey done during this, the worst time period in Pennsylvania's history, in our country's history, since the Great Depression? Where has Senator Casey been?
Out to lunch.
Yes, he is.
On TV.
Where has he been? He has not left, and thankfully, thank God he hasn't, because you can imagine where he'd try to lead us. I'll talk to you about two pieces of legislation that he introduced in the U.S. Senate. One is called the FRAC Act. Senator Casey wants to take the hydraulic fracturing, which is the extraction technique used to draw the natural gas up out of the Marcellus Shale, and he wants to nationalize the regulation of it and put it under the job-crushing Environmental Protection Agency. I think that the reasonable and responsible and proper development of the Marcellus Shale is going to put Pennsylvania back in its proper place as the leading energy-producing, mining, manufacturing, and industrial state in the country, if not the world. You know, I'm from Pittsburgh. I'm a Pittsburgh boy. I grew up in Pittsburgh in the 70s, 80s, and the early 90s, during the rapid decline, the near deindustrialization, and near depopulation of my hometown because of high taxes, excessive regulations, the unreasonable demands of big labor, bad trade deals. And now the Marcellus Shale is a gift. And if we do it right, it's going to bring so much wealth back to Pennsylvania. And that's why I'm so concerned about what Bob Casey wants to do to it. He wants to put it under the EPA under Barack Obama. Barack Obama is already on record saying he wants to bankrupt the coal industry. And now they have natural gas in their crosshairs. That's your Senator Casey. Second, he wrote the Casey Union Pension Bailout Bill. There are certain unions that have these defined benefit pension plans that they didn't properly fund themselves, and their employers didn't properly fund. And they're either now underfunded or unfunded entirely. Purportedly, they'll pay beautiful, wonderful benefits. Problem is, they didn't fund them. So what does Senator Casey propose to do? He wants to hook a funnel into those unfunded pension plans and hook it up to the U.S. Treasury. And he wants to funnel out, well, I really can't say funnel out because there really is no money in the U.S. Treasury. He wants to borrow